Don't wait for tomorrow. Live for today. Keep chasing the sunshine and go out and play.
And good evening, everyone, and bienvenido to Costa Rica. I am coming to you live from Costa Rica this week, and today's deal reveal is going to be different. It's going to be different, and I'm excited. And let us know if you like what we're going to do today, because it's going to be different. So just let us know. We like to do tests. And who knows, this might be the call that completely changes your investing career and your direction for your real estate, your investing, and how you structure things. So let's get started. I don't expect it to take too long today, but here we go. So again, congratulations to Jose, who won our big giveaway to the Magical Muggles Mansion. She decided she's going to come to the Magical Muggles Mansion. She won the giveaway, and so once again, congratulations. We have here, why am I in Costa Rica with Janie right now? Because we are co-hosting an event with Masters and Villa called MAR. And MAR is primarily a French event. MAR stands for MAR. It stands for Mastermind, Apprentissage, Réseautage. So it's like masterminding, learning, and networking. And last year was in Quebec. This year was in Costa Rica. Next year is going to be in Portugal. And so probably many of you on the call here didn't know we were even doing this event, because French isn't your thing, isn't your language. But we're here, we're speaking. The whole event is international real estate investing. So Costa Rica is the main focus, but Janie and I are here representing the US, and we also have Mexico, we have the Dominican Republic, last year we had Panama, et cetera, et cetera. So it's an opportunity for people who are open to international investing, some for cash flow, others for lifestyle, to get together, discuss, and gain resources around this topic. And so that's why we're in Costa Rica all week. It's a full week event. And if anybody's interested in Portugal next year, you definitely can just reach out to us, or right on the screen, you see what's happening there. Right, so we're getting excited to this deal reveal, because I am going to not give a specific deal, but I'm going to give an avatar of a deal, a template of a deal, and I'd like to know if this would be a deal or no deal for you. Okay, so similarly, we are going to, as always, get excited. Hopefully see some numbers that are much better than in Canada. And this is actually an idea of a deal that was submitted at the event here by Joe and Thomas, and I thought it was a really great idea. And so I figured I want to know if you think it's a great idea too. So this is all we're going to do with today. This is it. This is my slide. It's somewhere in Costa Rica on the west coast. So for those who are somewhat familiar with Costa Rica, I'm getting familiar myself, but in the Guanacaste region. So that's on the north west coast of Costa Rica, the northern west coast of Costa Rica, where you have Tamarindo, where you have Yaco, you have Samara, which is actually where we're at right now, the Azura Hotel in Samara. Really, really nice hotel. We got to meet the owner of the hotel. Amazing story, who moved here 30 years ago when infrastructure was barely developed, and because of that was able to be grandfathered in to some private coastal rights, which is very, very, very rare in Costa Rica. The first 50 meters of the sea line is public. No one can own that. Then the next 150 meters is concessional land, meaning no one can own it typically. it's rented from the government to the lessees of that land. Even if you build on it, you're not the owners of the land, except for about 3% of the coastal line, which this hotel and this particular Canadian owner, scooped up 30 years ago. So really an amazing story. This is the main hotel, but there's like 3 other resorts. There's a whole bunch of cabinas, and he's looking to build 400 more condos in the next 2 years right here in Costa Rica. And so this is basically what I want to present to you today. Not that deal per se, but just this idea of west coast of Costa Rica, an acquisition, an investment property, but with some lifestyle perks, as you're going to see. West coast, somewhere in the range of 500 to $1 million USD dollars is the acquisition price of a luxury or quasi luxury if you're closer on the 500. But if you're in the million range in Costa Rica, you're pretty much in the luxury range. So we're talking with this type of property. And here's basically the deal. Okay. In Costa Rica, there is no financing. Okay, which makes it everyone buys cash. But the thing is, if you want to buy a 500,000 or $1 million property, or build, right, do a new construction, new development of a $500,000, $1 million, you need a lot of cash. You need $500,000 to $1 million. So it puts it out of the game for a lot of people, even if they have the dream of living in Costa Rica. And maybe your dream is to live in Costa Rica, but you were just imagining a inland, cheap, underdeveloped infrastructure region, maybe for, I don't know, US prices, somewhere like 100,000 or 75,000 USD dollars, you can buy something like that. But those luxury properties, and kind of, isn't that why we'd want to go to Costa Rica anyways, is to have, the infinity pool, view on the ocean, semi up a mountain, so the humidity doesn't kill us in the rain season, or just in general. You want to go all out, I would think, if you're looking at a Costa Rica vacation home or vacation rental. So hopefully you're starting to see where I'm going with this. So here is the deal structure, and your job is to let me know, would this be a deal or no deal for you? So we have a West Coast Costa Rica property, which the acquisition price would be somewhere between 500,000 to $1 million. Okay. In this deal structure, you would be 100% owner of the property, yet only would need to bring 50% of the price to the table. Okay. So let's say you have another partner. Let's say that partner is me, hypothetically. Okay. So you are 100% owner, and you would basically do a split where 50% of the capital you would bring to the deal. And in exchange for that, 50% of the property's bottom line, its cash flow after all expenses, would go to you as part of the deal structure. So in exchange for that, you would be the owner, but the other partner, let's say it's me, would handle all of the legal setup, would handle all of the taxation paperwork, all of the accounting. If there were any type of financing, say, because you would be able to use your RRSPs to bring your 50% to the table. So any type of financing would be ushered or guided or by the other partner. Management would be handled not by you. So insurance claims, maintenance, utilities, inspections, due diligence, deal underwriting. Basically, you become 100% owner, and you have none of the headaches of property ownership. And built into the deal is that 50% goes to each partner of the deal. One is the more active partner, one is the more passive partner. And built into the deal structure is 1 month of personal use time per partner. So let me know if this is starting to sound like a deal or no deal for you. I will add in that there are some baseline criterias to make this an interesting investment property. The deal would not be below a 10% cash on cash return and would not be acquired or built for less than 25% discount to its market value. So if the deal is worth $1 million and, well, no, let's say we pay $1 million for the property, which you would bring 50%, 500,000. Well, the property would be worth $1.25 million by the time we stabilize, optimize it, or build it flat out. And so we could decide to just sell it right after for a 250,000, say minus costs, a $200,000 profit right away. Okay, so that's the setup. It's a setup where the partners can get personal enjoyment out of the property, can get cash flow from the property, get equity from the property, and so the exits are put in place, from the onset. And so what are the two golden rules of real estate? Whether it be in the US, in Costa Rica, in Thailand, in China, in Mexico, wherever this is, you buy at a discount. If you pay $1 million, it's worth 1.2, 1.3, so you're buying equity in the process. And second, you're buying cash flow. So minimum criteria of a 10% cash on cash return. These are minimums. So with this setup, who would say this is a deal for a structure, for an investment real estate or a lifestyle real estate? Curious to know, this is a deal or no deal for you. And I'll remind you, RSPs are allowed so that you bring your 50% to the table. And yeah, that's pretty much it. How do we like this? Deal or no deal? That's it. That's why I said it was going to be a different type of deal reveal today, because it's more on the structuring of the deal than the deal itself. The deal is an avatar. I'm just giving you some general, so I'm giving you some general ideas of what the ratios and the returns would be without any specific hard numbers. So AZ, to answer your question, what's the cash flow per month? That would depend on the purchase price based on those metrics, a 10% cash on cash return. So if you bring 500,000 to the table, well, a 10% cash on cash return for that would be 50,000 a year or $4,000 of cash flow a month, right? That's what that would mean. And equity basically means we could sell at any point, we can dispose of the asset at any point for at least a 25% gross profit minus expenses and so forth. Right? Excellent. So I'm glad I clarified it for you, AZ. Dwight likes the structure. Who else is on the call who would like to comment? Is this a deal or no deal? Because this is all hypothetical, but I had my hamster running all this week, and this is very much a structure that could be possible here in Costa Rica, potentially in Mexico, potentially in the US. All right. So this is a deal reveal on structuring. It just so happened that we were in Costa Rica looking at some Costa Rica opportunities. There was $1 million Costa Rica opportunity that we're looking into something like this. So it's very, very exciting. And seeing that it is a new country, just like the US is a new country, we teach you the blueprint on how to build your teams, how to buy with the two golden rules, put all the pieces in place. And well, Costa Rica is the same, but it's different. There are different rules, different teams, different cultural, la pura vida, right? Different cultural mindset mentality here, which we have to be aware of. And, just so happens that a lot of those pieces were put together this week, which makes this type of structure and this type of deal very possible. And I have a personal desire to have properties across the world with some personal use time built into the deal structure, and hopefully that's something you and your investors might be excited about as well. And so that's our deal reveal for today. Any other comments? Do we like a deal, no deal? So if you have comments, if you have interest, if you'd like to throw some ideas back and forth, this is more of a just kind of testing the water, seeing what the first impression on this type of deal structure is for you. And there's a lot of flexibility in the numbers that I provided here. It could be a smaller property. It could be a $250,000 property as well with the same idea. It's just, I think that for bang for your buck, I think the larger luxury properties are going to make a bigger impact on our life and on our pocketbooks, especially um, especially the equity buy-in on these properties. It is surprising how much we can create on equity in Costa Rica, it appears. So that's what I wanted to say for this week on our deal reveal. I told you it was going to be different. So looks like we got some positive feedback in the room here. And I'll remind you all that we are going strong. The blueprint expanded, right, is ongoing right now. We're more than halfway through the blueprint expanded training live that's going through right now. And so if you haven't jumped on the bandwagon of the blueprint expanded or the blueprint expanded bundle or the investor portfolio bundle, which is everything you see on the screen here, it's not too late. It is focused on US real estate investing, but JK, Janie and I mean, we're everywhere. Costa Rica right now. I spend a lot of time in Mexico, so we're able to put the pieces together to make a win-win for everybody involved, which is very, very exciting to be in the hot seat when it comes to that. So I'm going to wish you all a most wonderful, wonderful evening, and I'll let you know as well that next week we are going to reveal a deal from our community. From our very own Dwight and Cheryl are going to reveal their most recent acquisition. And so be sure to join us next week to see what kind of deals are happening right now in Ohio. So that's that. Have a great evening, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.
Don't wait for tomorrow.